Mayor is getting national attention for the way that she's spending taxpayer dollars. But she's now accused of spending tens of thousands of taxpayer funds on self-promoting billboards, as well as putting her name on government buildings. Government needs
Get in our public building to have meetings. Why are meetings being canceled? Why can't we have transparency?
The Tiffany Henyard scandal in Dalton has reached a breaking point as town trustees intensify their efforts to hold her accountable for alleged financial misconduct. Henyard stands accused of embezzling funds meant to benefit the hardworking residents of Dalton, money intended for community development that was allegedly funneled into her own lavish lifestyle. Recent reports suggest the situation has taken a dramatic turn, with the FBI freezing her bank accounts and preparing to seize her assets. This move underscores the severity of the accusations against her. The allegations depict a pattern of reckless financial mismanagement. Henyard reportedly used public funds to bankroll an extravagant security detail that functioned more as her personal protection squad than a force dedicated to community safety. But that was just the beginning. Sources claim Henyard squandered taxpayer dollars on flashy billboards plastered throughout town, self-promotional displays that served no practical purpose while draining funds that could have been used for essential projects. Even more egregiously, her personal shopping habits allegedly bled thousands of dollars from Dalton's coffers daily, with purchases that had no connection to the town's needs. The scale of the alleged corruption has left the community in shock. Residents who once placed their trust in Henyard now find themselves grappling with a deep sense of betrayal. As the evidence against her mounts and pressure from authorities escalates, it appears her downfall is inevitable. Not only is she facing scrutiny from local officials, but federal investigators have also joined the case, signaling a turning point in the fight for accountability. Dalton's trustees remain steadfast in their pursuit of justice, while frustrated residents stand united in their demand for transparency. The anger in the community is palpable, as people struggle to comprehend how such misconduct was allowed to go unchecked for so long. Many are left questioning whether real consequences will follow, or if this will be yet another case of a politician escaping justice. For Dalton, the road to recovery will be long and difficult. Rebuilding trust in leadership won't happen overnight, and the damage caused by Henyard's alleged actions will leave a lasting impact. Now, the town faces a crucial moment. Will they be able to restore integrity to their leadership after such a profound betrayal? Only time will tell.
Tiffany Henyard calendar, which includes the super mayor's birthday, because you can't forget that. She could be for all of this result, given that her salary for the two jobs is nearly $300,000. More than the state's governor, by the way. But it's all on the taxpayer side. And this goes beyond signage and merch. Henyard put an ordinance in place that if she lost a future mayoral election, the next mayor's salary would be dropped from $200,000 to $25,000. But if she wins...
Many in Dalton suspect that Tiffany Henyard's ability to avoid justice for so long, and the fact that she has yet to be arrested, may be due to the possible involvement of certain members of the town's board of trustees. Rumors have been swirling that some trustees, once seen as independent figures working to expose the truth, may themselves be entangled in corruption. This raises an unsettling possibility. The issue may run far deeper than Henyard alone. Whispers suggest that some trustees were not only aware of her alleged misconduct, but may have even benefited from it. There is growing suspicion that the effort to pursue Henyard is, in part, a strategy to shield a larger network of corruption, one that could unravel if she were to reveal everything she knows. As the situation escalates, Henyard has spent weeks defending herself at town meetings, attempting to hold on to her position and deny the accusations against her. However, the mounting evidence is becoming increasingly difficult to ignore. Despite her proclamations of innocence, more and more residents of Dalton are turning against her, unwilling to overlook the serious allegations. The trustees who have long been investigating Henyard's financial dealings have encountered significant challenges in their pursuit of justice. Initially, they attempted to conduct a discreet inquiry into her finances by requesting financial records, hoping to uncover the full extent of her alleged mismanagement. However, Henyard reportedly made access to these records nearly impossible, throwing up countless obstacles and using her power and influence to silence anyone who got too close to the truth. Some sources even claim that Henyard tampered with evidence, potentially destroying or altering documents, to protect herself and derail the investigation. Her ability to manipulate people and obstruct inquiries has only fueled suspicions that she has powerful allies within the town's leadership who are determined to keep her in power for their own benefit. This has led many to question just how deep the corruption runs and who else might be involved. As pressure on Henyard intensifies, it appears that some trustees are now distancing themselves from her, possibly in an attempt to shield themselves from the growing scandal. However, their silence only deepens the suspicion that corruption may be far more widespread than initially believed. What started as an issue of alleged financial mismanagement has now exploded into a full-blown scandal, one that involves potential cover-ups, abuse of power, and a tangled web of deceit stretching across the town's leadership. With each passing day, the situation becomes more chaotic. The public is demanding answers, while Henyard clings desperately to her position and claims of innocence. The trust of Dalton's residents has been severely damaged, and many now question the integrity of the very officials meant to safeguard their community. The increasing uncertainty and turmoil suggests that the situation is far from over. One thing, however, is becoming clear. Dalton is on the verge of a reckoning. The truth about what has been happening behind closed doors will soon be exposed, whether Henyard and the trustees want it to be or not. As the investigation presses forward and the political climate grows more volatile, it is evident that Dalton faces a long and difficult path toward restoring order and rebuilding trust. The scandals unfolding have cast a dark shadow over the town's future, leaving residents anxiously awaiting answers as they grapple with the betrayal of those they once believed in.
Like an intimidation tactic. And Dalton has less than 30 police officers. But that room, I only saw two police officers. But presumably whoever was holding the camera is a police officer as well. So
the people of Dalton had finally reached their breaking point, with Tiffany Henyard's relentless efforts to obstruct the investigation into her corrupt practices. After months of frustration, they turned to former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, seeking her leadership and investigative expertise to bring accountability to the town's spiraling crisis. Known for her no-nonsense approach, Lightfoot wasted no time diving into the case, and it didn't take long before a trove of damning evidence surfaced, implicating Henyard in a staggering array of illegal activities. The findings were so alarming that it became evident Henyard was facing serious jail time. Yet despite the overwhelming evidence against her, she remained free, seemingly shielded by a network of powerful allies protecting her from justice. But as Lightfoot took on her role as special investigator, the full extent of Henyard's corruption was finally dragged into the light. What had initially seemed like a case of financial mismanagement quickly unraveled into something far more sinister. Henyard's actions weren't just unethical, they were actively harming the people of Dalton. One of the most shocking discoveries in the investigation was the town's rapid financial decline. When Lightfoot began her probe, Dalton's general fund had a balance of $5.6 million, a sum that should have been sufficient to sustain community needs. However, by May 2024, that amount had plummeted to just $3.65 million, a staggering loss of nearly $2 million in a short period. This drastic financial collapse served as a foundation for a deeper inquiry into Henyard's activities, but it was far from the only revelation. Lightfoot soon uncovered a series of detailed credit card transactions that exposed Henyard's reckless and self-indulgent spending habits. The purchases were linked to a credit card tied directly to Dalton's public funds, and the pattern was clear. Henyard frequently went on extravagant online shopping sprees, using taxpayer money to fund her lavish lifestyle. Instead of allocating funds toward essential services and infrastructure improvements, she squandered them on personal luxuries. Among the most egregious purchases was a jaw-dropping $33,000 Amazon shopping spree on January 5, 2023, where Henyard bought an assortment of goods entirely unrelated to the town's needs. But the extravagance didn't stop there. On the same day, two additional transactions raised further alarm, one for $4,153 and another from Wayfair for nearly $7,000. In addition, she spent $2,200 at Best Buy and an astonishing $12,988 on international vacations. The sheer scale of Henyard's spending was beyond belief. It became clear that she had no regard for Dalton's financial well-being, treating the town's budget as her personal bank account. Her actions didn't just reflect irresponsibility, they bordered on outright theft. Henyard's reckless misuse of public funds had drained resources meant for community improvements, leaving residents to suffer the consequences of her greed. As Lightfoot's investigation deepened, the picture became even clearer. Henyard had not only abused her position, but had also betrayed the very people who had entrusted her with leadership. The town of Dalton, already struggling under financial strain, was left to pick up the pieces of her disastrous tenure. With federal authorities now circling and the town demanding justice, one question remained. How long could Henyard evade the consequences of her actions?